weather arrived to challenge the ascent.
There it is. Cottonwood Pass, Continental Divide. Time to make my way down.
I needed to put a pin on the map and designate a point that would pull me forward. Something that would be a beacon, a guidepost to a place. It would be the gravity that would pull me over 2,200 miles from home in Florida. It would be the longest walk to the corner I had ever taken. 4 places in one, 4 states at one GPS coordinate, and a moment to anticipate. Last day in Ore. Well, actually last morning, don't have breakfast. I'm gonna head up 550 past Montrose, then go east towards Almont and over the Cottonwood Pass. It's a long route. I don't think I'll actually get that far today. I don't know if this camera is gonna actually capture how amazing it is here. I just had a great breakfast. Now I'm gonna go get the bike packed up and all my gear situated and start heading north. It's pretty cold, it's still in the 40s. The weather on this trip is all over the place, but comes with the territory.
Well, this is day 12 in Ore. Another day and a half, 2 days of riding in Colorado, then I'll be on I-70 heading east towards North Carolina and home. It's pretty chilly today, 42 degrees, but the sun's out for now, so I'm positive about that. And bike's ready to go. I'm ready to go. Time to get moving. And I just left Ore. I'm heading north on 550 towards Montrose. The plan is to make an easterly turn in about 30 miles. I'll go over Cottonwood Pass between Altamont and Buena Vista. And at some point tomorrow, I'll jump on I-70 heading east. I set myself a destination of getting to the mountains of North Carolina as a reward for crossing the country, and spend some time in the forest and see if I could catch a glimpse of the changing of the leaves. It might be a little early. I'm happy the bike's all packed and I love getting on the bike. It's the unpacking and packing up again that takes a bunch of time, but very methodical, and becomes your ritual. It's almost like a spiritual practice, you know, you just kind of take your time and go through it, focused on what you're doing, no thoughts. So in that way, it's a good thing. A brief construction stop. This is Montrose. So I'm on 50. US 50 heading east, and I keep seeing signs about possible closures of the road. Expect 1 to 2 hour delays because of construction. I don't know, I guess I'm going to take a chance back into the vast Colorado landscape. No, this is a beautiful US highway cutting across the middle of the state. Pretty awesome scenery. Some construction up here. Hopefully there won't be too many delays. And here we are. It's a short hold up. So we'll see. Stand up. The guy holding the stop sign up, so it doesn't look like it's going to be, hopefully not a very long closure. I didn't anticipate all these construction traffic stops on these roads. So chances are there's going to be a bunch of delays today. I don't know. I guess it just comes with the territory in certain areas. There's a lot of construction in the summer. What choice do I have? It's not like there's multiple routes right here. I'd have to backtrack pretty significantly. Well, miles and miles and miles of cars waiting. Been here almost 30 minutes. And moving. Oh well. long procession through instruction. Well, now the GPS is telling me it's an hour and a half delay. Aha! And there's the end in sight where the road opens up and the other cars are waiting. Lake Fork. Flat Canyon National Park. Look at that. It's a Blue Mesa Reservoir. The scenery is beautiful and the ride is nice. I think this area is called Conti National Recreation Area. Nice relaxing ride even though there are a lot of cars. The weather's beautiful, the scenery's great. 16 miles or so I should be getting close to Cottonwood Pass, which I believe takes you up to 12,000 feet and crosses the Continental Divide. We'll find out. This really is a beautiful, beautiful road. I'm not in any rush, so I don't mind the pace car in front of me, the pickup truck. Take my time and enjoy the scenery as well. I like this road. Just kind of flowing along this beautiful meadow. Pretty awesome. Oh, there's a sign there. I could have looked. Oh. I always figure out the stopping point after I've passed it. Then I'm like a shark. I got to keep swimming. Well, it looked like it rained here already, so I don't know if I'm following the rain or it passed over me. But this is one heck of a beautiful route, that's for sure. I'm just going to take my time and enjoy the incredible scenery. This is definitely the last Colorado hurrah, probably this route right here. So I'm just gonna dig it. When you're traversing the mountain, it's so hard to figure out if you're moving in or out of it. Oh, I'm moving in and out of the rain. I figured it out just now. I'm moving in the rain. Oh, it's raining bad up ahead. Oh boy. Gear is going to come on over here. That's for sure. I don't want to ride with this level of insecurity about just getting rained on. And I'm wet, but the gear is on, and that's the direction I'm going in, so not much of a choice. Highest elevation point, the coldest and the wettest now. Oh well, so I got the gear. Wet hands and gloves is a little bit of a challenge.
The last 11 days saw tough weather and extremes. There was lots of rain and huge temperature swings. My rain gear had seen more of the road on this trip so far than on any other. To summarize the impact of the weather on this journey, the word trying might be too light and the word brutal too much of an exaggeration. It was somewhere in between those two. Choice or fate, free will or destiny, it didn't matter. The momentum of the little and big events of the day were producing a gravity that moved me along a different path. The riding on this day and the planned route versus the actual route were divergent. It was a good metaphor for life. Free will or destiny. No matter the conclusion, acceptance of it all ultimately was the answer. Small and big lessons of the importance of being in the moment, recognizing the isness without resistance, and just moving forward was what the road and the weather were educating me on. The road was my guru, and I was paying attention. I was finding my bliss. I was twisting my way in the direction of the pass, and the all too familiar dark mountain Mordor clouds, a scene from a Tolkien novel. But was that where I was going? Yes. Not too far up the road, I turned in the direction of the pass. I believe it was 209 and then 306. The numbers don't matter. The rain kept coming, the visibility was poor, and I was climbing in elevation. The temperature was dropping fast. The price to be paid was small. A day of construction delays, the ride in the rain, the near freezing temperature, and the altitude, along with many hours on the road, were the price of admission. The weather arrived to challenge the ascent. Accompanying me on the ride up was lots of rain and a temperature of 39 degrees, as well as a foggy helmet shield, but I got to the top. I paused at the summit long enough to appreciate the views on both sides of the Continental Divide and to feel the altitude at over 12,000 feet.
Cottonwood Pass, Continental Divide, Atlantic Ocean, San Isabel, Pacific Ocean, Gunnison.
I was off the bike. I had layers of gear on which made me feel like I had landed on another planet. I was standing at 12,126 feet. My eyes were tracking from the sign that designated the Continental Divide and Cottonwood Pass to both sides of the expanse.
And there it is. Cottonwood Pass, Continental Divide.
My eyes took in the long road I traveled and then moved in the direction of where I was going.
Wow, 12,000 feet, I could feel it. Time to make my way down slowly. Boy, what a day, what a view. Crazy, it was beautiful riding all day, but coming up Cottonwood Pass, it's been really, really rough. So, well, I'm not too far from Buena Vista. It's over 12,000 feet. I could feel the altitude, big time. Time to make my way down, slowly, to warmer weather, and hopefully no more rain. 12,110 feet. Wow.
It was a moment to breathe, maybe reflect a bit, but mainly just to be. I was still and the cold air filled my lungs. From that inward sensation in my nostrils as I drew in the air, to that outward flow, and then again. I was still. It was something different than just resting at the top after a long ride. It was another moment outside time and space. The eternal moment between life and death, where you are nothing and everything at the same time. I was connected to it all. The words grateful or bliss, or any chain of countless synonyms, would have to work hard to communicate what I felt. And then the thought came, it was time to get going. I arrived in Buena Vista, a quaint mountain town, which as the name says, good views. It was late, I was tired, and the weather in all directions was bleak. It wasn't just rain, but the storms that could produce severe conditions. Which way to go? The remainder of my route for the day and tomorrow were going to have to change. I felt that I was near done battling the elements if I didn't have to.
This is an interesting point of reference. I asked the GPS to calculate how far away from home I am, and it's 2,095 miles, 32 hours of riding. I want to go to North Carolina, and it is 1,453 miles, 23 hours of riding. Sounds about right.
I picked what appeared to be the path of least resistance and headed in the direction of Breckenridge and Idaho Springs. Several miles down the road, I was getting alerts for flood warnings and the sky grew darker. The wind and the rain came. I pulled to the side of the road to contemplate. What to do? The opposite direction was Colorado Springs, and I could connect to I-70 from there tomorrow as well. A U-turn and throttling away from one storm for another, a decision that was made in the moment. I was saying goodbye to Colorado sooner than expected. It was more than a U-turn on the last leg of the day's route. It was my Four Corners U-turn. I was going with the flow, letting plans slip away for new ones, and letting the adventure unfold. It was an act of acceptance. Acceptance of what Mother Nature had offered up, of road construction, and of evolving motivations. I was poised to move in a new direction. The gravity of Four Corners got me there, and now there was a new force moving me east. The land of the noonday sun, Nantahala. That's what was calling me. I felt good about my decision to head east. The day was rough and the route rugged. My exploration of that area and my curiosity was satisfied, at least for this trip. There was a gravity pulling me east that was calling. It was time. It had been rough, rugged, and in some way, it was enough. It was time to move on, and that was exactly what I was doing. I was 60 miles from the interstate and would have another couple of days to contemplate a North Carolina finale in the mountains.
Place is wild. It's just such a great find.